24 degrees and the spectators soaking it in. Over 6,000 competitors in total at these national championships, and it is the focus on the Ironwomen first up, and some big names in this first semi-final, including the two former competitors from the Nutrigrain series, both Elizabeth Plumer's series winner and Alicia Marriott competing in this first semi. Alicia, who won 3 races in the series and representing the city of Perth here, is the local hope and local favourite. And joining me in commentary, a lady who knows plenty about the Ironwomen, Reen Corbett. It is a very tough first semi.
It is. It's always tough over here at the National Championships. I mean, the girls have been racing all season for this race, so and I think it's even harder racing in the semi because you really want to make that final.
So as you can see, pretty flat out the back once they get through the shore break. The order is board, ski and swim. That's the order right through the weekend. Some pretty good board paddlers too in this first leg. People like Alira Richardson representing Maroochydore. Young Courtney Hancock now representing Northcliffe, formerly of Sawtell. And so many of our top competitors move up to the Gold Coast to compete.
They do move up the Gold Coast, but one person that hasn't moved up the Gold Coast is Alicia Marriott. She's the Western Australia Hope, and she could make history here this weekend, being the only Western Australia woman that's ever won the Ironwoman.
Well, we've had 16 years of the Ironwomen competing, and straight away I think that's the Terrigal cap of Amanda White that is up around the top. You're going to see plenty of the white with maroon star of the Northcliffe Club, the premier club at the National Championships from last year.
Amanda's actually going really well. She had last season off, travelled around overseas, and she's back over here competing now. So she's actually a former national surf race champion, so look for her in the swim.
Yeah, all hard work on this particular board paddle. Will be some distance before they can pick up any sort of runner at all. But Amanda White shows the way out in front.
She's up on her knees now. She had that bit of a break going around the count on her stomach. She's up now. She's actually dictating the race. The other girls have formed that V behind her to get into a wake, and she's just towing those girls along, but nobody else is. I don't think anyone will overtake her here.
Well, Courtney Hancock is close by, so too Elizabeth Plumer's. In fact, all 3 of the Northcliffe competitors, I can see Kirsten Ulmer there as well.
There's Alicia Marriott. She's the one to look out for. She's the local hope. And look at her, she's actually pulling it up, giving it to Amanda.
Alicia Marriott's having a red-hot go here. In fact, might even hit the beach first in this first semi-final. Amanda White putting in. There's no runners whatsoever for the front 2 or 3. Some out the back, though, are now picking up ground. It's going to be very congested. One board went flipping up like it came out of a toaster.
That shore break, you really do have to hold on as Amanda White runs around in first place.
And this transition area so close to the crowd, and they can urge the competitors along. So Amanda White first after the first leg, Alicia Marriott second. Competitors conserving energy. Elizabeth Plumer's runs through. So we've got 2 of the big 3 up with the leaders here as we get into the ski. And this is where that shore break comes into play too, and the work down on the beach of the handlers.
That is, you really want to jump on fast and get through that shore break, because it doesn't look that big from here, but it is quite nasty, and if it hits you on the wrong part of the ski, it can knock you straight off.
So 21-year-old Alicia Marriott in pursuit of Amanda White.
She's just such a strong competitor. I mean, she had a fantastic season. She started off with winning the Coolangatta Gold, then went on to win the last 3 races in the Kellogg's Nutrigrain Ironwoman series, and here she is dominating the first semi at the Australian Championships.
Well, I said in pursuit, she went straight past Amanda White. Amanda White now will have to sit a couple of ski lengths behind Alicia Marriott. And look at the gap that she's opened up over the rest of the field. As you say, powerful performance. 16 competitors in each of the semi-finals, and the top 8 will qualify for the final. So right at the moment, Alicia's feeling pretty comfortable with it all.
She should be very comfortable in the position she is in at the moment. These flat conditions are fantastic when you're out in front, because you know you can dictate. Nobody's going to come through on a wave way out the back and overtake you. Once you get in front, you can relax and dictate the whole race.
We've got the 3 Northcliffe competitors in the top 5 right now. Courtney Hancock, Kirsten Ulmer and Elizabeth Plumer's. So some of those competitors, around 4 or 5 as we get into the swim leg, can start to do the maths in their head. They don't necessarily need to burn them out. At a national championships, it's not just about one event. Some of these competitors competing across 5 and 6 and more events when you take in the various team contests. It is such a busy schedule for some of our elite.
It is such a huge event, and I mean, although they're heats and quarters and all different rounds, you still have to go so hard because the competition is so tough.
So the gap substantial for our front two, and a little bit of respite for them too. Little run for both coming into the beach.
They'd be very happy getting a nice little wave on the shore. You don't want to get one of those shore dumps out the back.
So it is Marriott, just a little stumble there from Amanda White, but still a great position to be in when the top 8 qualify for the final. It'll be a more or less a coast through the transition this time around.
But it's still fairly cutthroat from out the back there. As you could see there, a few of the girls came off, so they have to swim in, and it sort of gets pretty desperate back there around the top 8.
So in goes Alicia Marriott. Gee, if we do get down to the final and she's in this sort of position, this beach will really come alive. She's got a cheer squad, all the family here as well as sisters, and it'll be some sort of moment for her. But that's probably just thinking a little bit too far ahead at the moment. With so many good competitors. I mean, Hayley Baidup's back. She'll be featured in the second semi-final. Queensland Ironwoman champion, recently took the national title. Took the state title.
It's quite tricky here, the conditions. As you can see, there's a bit of a gutter there, so the girls have to wade through that, and it's actually sucking them back out. So you sort of get a bit of assistance going through there. You have to get up, run, go through this shore break, duck down, which is actually slowing them down, while Alicia swims away out in front.
Well, last year in the Ironwoman, it was Christy Harris, and sadly, Christy injured before the start of the Nutrigrain series this year and not able to compete at the Nationals. Crystal Smith was second. Well, she's no longer an Ironwoman competitor. Naomi Flood has had a health problem. She finished third last year. Britt Colley and Hayley Badup made the top 5. Plumas was 6th, and Marriott was 7th in last year's final here at Scarborough. And Gemma Newbiggen rounded out the top 8. But it's interesting to note, no one has won back-to-back titles in the women's for the past 9 years, and that's despite the fact that, you know, we've had some real stars come through, but defending your title has proven very, very tough. You could say it's been a bit of a curse, and it's happened to Christy Harris this year round.
It sure has. I mean, she definitely won't be defending her title. She's had all sorts of injury problems this year. As we watch Alicia, and her stroke rate is amazingly slow. She must have such power underwater there. Her stroke rate is twice as slow as all the other girls. She's just in such a comfortable position there. She's cruising. If she had to pick it up, she really would, because she's one of the fastest swimmers in the field. But her stroke rate is just so slow. She must have a powerful kick and something happening underwater.
Know that she's had the same coach since she was a 13-year-old, Alicia Marriott. Rick Turner's been her coach, but her old training partner, Emma Wynn, a fine swimmer, won the under-19 title here last year. She's moved up to the Gold Coast.
And there we've got about 2nd place to 10th place, all in that pack there, so it's going to be a real dogfight to make sure you make that top 8.
Well, Marriott is safe.
She almost looks like she's just doing a warm down already.
Slow motion right now. But she'd be aware of the situation, and the situation is good for the City of Perth competitor in this first semi-final, but this is where the race is really going to be. And competitors like Elizabeth Plumas and Chloe Jones from Met Caloundra, Alira Richardson from Maroochydore, Britt Colley, who I mentioned did well last year from North Burleigh. They're going to be in a bit of a cutthroat zone here.
This is where it gets quite tricky for the girls, because the water, because of the gutter there and the shore break, it's actually sucking out. You can see the water sucking out there. So the girls there, they have to try to porpoise, but you know, you've got to be quick, because if you go too slow, you'll get sucked back out.
Well, here we go. Still a good reception in this first semi-final for Alicia Marriott. She can tick one of the boxes here. She's safely through to the final. And you really got to say, she wouldn't blow out a candle. It's just been composed. It's been an under-control performance. Gemma Newbiggen has come through, and in fact will claim 2nd position here from Mooloolaba. Alicia Marriott hits the tape in 1st position. Courtney Hancock is up there. Amanda White's going to get a top 5 finish. But further back, I think Elizabeth Plumas and Chloe Jones, it's going to be tight as they come across in one big group. And I think perhaps the biggest casualty is going to be Alira Richardson. She will miss the top 8. Marriott 1st, Newbiggen 2nd, Hancock 3rd. White from Terrigal, Chelsea McKenzie got up into the top 5. Kirsten Ormer, Elizabeth Plumas, Chloe Jones and Alira Richardson placed 9th, misses out on the final.